Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a project pan finale for the Graveyard Project Pan. This project I created 4 or 5 years ago now as a way to pull back in products that were in projects before. I don't know about you, but when a project ends, for me, I'm so happy to not necessarily put those products away, but to start a new project pan with new products and just refresh things. And then I often wasn't revisiting those other products because I had worked on them for so long. I was just wanting something new, something fresh, shopping my stash. But those products need to be used up, so this project is the perfect one to pull them back out. I can't believe another year has come to an end. This project continues to be a community favorite and I'm so grateful for it. Though it is historically, and I mean this year too, my lowest performing project pan. I don't know if it's because it runs through the summer months, which my summer this year was awful, but just in general I'm maybe not wearing as much makeup or makeup as frequently, or if it's because the products that end up in this project are really challenging, which is why I didn't meet my goal on them before. I'm going to stop rambling on about the project itself. It will come back every year as long as people want to do it, so you can look forward to that. April 30th of 2024, which is crazy. That is 6 months away. Also, happy Halloween, of course. I'm wearing this dark lipstick for the first time. And it is so patchy. I had to remove it and try again, and it's so dry. It is one of the ColourPop Luxe Velvet liquid lipsticks. Not a fan of this shade, at least. I'm going to declutter this. I need to stop rambling. Let me hop in. I'm going to do collecting cobwebs first. I was working on that scared the absolute crap out of me. I'm going to insert a picture if I could even grab one. There is a giant porcupine in my window. Okay, grab a picture. I will insert that. It's super zoomed in because it's across my bedroom, but that scared me. It's just this dark shape went up in front of my window. It's in my lilac tree. Focus, Emily. The first product in my collecting cobwebs category, now I'm super distracted by that big chubby porcupine, was my Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. This is a palette that I had not been reaching for, and even still not as much. I wanted to do this no pan left behind, but with 9 uses and creating a look surrounding one shade at a time, if that makes sense. I used this 8 out of 9 times. So even over the 6 months where it was in a project pan, it still is just not a priority. This palette is fine. The quality is fine. It blended well. It's not dried out. But I have these colors in a color story I like better. I feel like this palette, especially from being from Huda Beauty, was really for those of you who prefer more neutral makeup, like most of her other palettes, and then want to have this little 9 pan for a pop of color every once in a while. And for that purpose, this palette is fantastic. Ironically, the shade I didn't reach for is this hot pink, and that's because with the Barbie craze, and I actually did quite a lot of pink looks over these 6 months, but I was always using other palettes, and I never thought to reach for the pink in this palette, and that shows me I just don't need this. I will be decluttering it but the caveat always with my declutters is as long as somebody else wants it. So I actually earlier today started creating once a year I create this big bin of makeup that my friends and family can go through. It's leftover PR, some of it's new stuff that I just have never used, so that shows me I don't need it, and my declutters, and then whatever is left over at the end of the year remains in my inventory because I'm not comfortable throwing perfectly fine makeup in the garbage. That's a lot of rambling to say that technically I didn't complete my goal, but I've decided to declutter it, maybe potentially if someone wants it, so that's kind of a win. I was working on my Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy. I couldn't remember the brand there for a moment. And I feel like I made good progress on this. That, well, tipping it makes it look more full. There we go. I will insert a picture as well so we can compare what it looked like when I rolled it in maybe and last month. I feel like I made progress, but as I mentioned in each update and my introduction, this is my oldest fragrance and it's just not my most favorite anymore. My scent preferences have changed and I do have very strong like scent tied memories to the scent in like my clubbing era, which I'm Canadian, so our legal drinking age is 19. So that was like all through university, you know, 19, 20, 21. Those are the years I was going downtown wearing this fragrance, and that's just not who I am anymore. So when I wear this, I think back to like young, crazy Emily, and I would like to finish this. I think I'm going to put this in my rolling project 10 pan to really continue focusing on it and get it out of here. I have a perfume tray here with the scents I've pulled out for this season, and I would just so much rather choose literally anything that's on that tray over this one, but I want this to be an empty. Lastly, in my collecting cobwebs category, sorry I've been rambling on for so long, is the literal oldest makeup product in my entire collection. This is an Urban Decay single in the shade Sin. Over these 6 months, I only reached for it 4 times. One of those being today, I have it on my lid. I also used this as my highlighter today because it is really beautiful for that. This is something I feel like I should declutter, but again, the formula is perfect, like as it always has been. There's no dip or anything. Like, this has gone severely neglected in my collection. I think it's beautiful, but if I don't reach for this maybe over the next 6 months really much at all, I'm going to continue tracking my usage, but it's not going to be in an official project pan. I might end up decluttering this too if somebody wants it, because it's a beautiful icy pinky shade, but I have that in palettes too. You know what I mean? Let's move into my resurrection category. And this is the category I've definitely made more progress in. So firstly, I have been working on my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I feel like the tube is definitely flatter. I've used this 8 times since the last update. All my tracked usage on this, which I should have been tracking for just this project as well, but I didn't think of that. I've used this foundation 76 times, but it is 48 milliliters or 1.6 fluid ounces. So there's a lot of foundation in here. It's what I'm wearing today. I really enjoy this foundation, but it is, if not my actual oldest, my second oldest foundation, which is old. So I need to use this up, but I didn't do that in this project. Oops. I'm excited to see progress pictures for these next 2. First is the star of this project, the ModelCo Peach Bellini blush. It's been in every single year. It's been in many, many projects, and I just keep working away at it. This blush does have pan, and I did use it 19 times in this project. I have a total of 142 tracked uses on this blush, and there's still so much blush left in here. I think the pan only expanded a tiny, tiny bit because it is on the edge of the packaging, but the slope is steeper. I can see the imprint of 2 different rings that are not showing. I think I'm going to keep this in my drawer and try and meet the 150 use mark before putting it away. And lastly, my voice is going away, oh no, is my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. This is a product that I am hoping to finish, probably not before the end of the year, but early next year. I have a huge pan and it is very thin inside. I've used this 10 times since the last update, and I've used this mini bronzer a total of 125 times. Again, I don't remember how many uses in this project. I think maybe 25. I think it was at 100 uses when I rolled it in. I'm not entirely sure, but 125 uses brought me to this point, and I think I've expanded the pan a lot. I'm really happy with the progress I made on this bronzer, considering I'm also trying to finish one other one. So my attention has definitely been split between the two. This is the bronzer I'm wearing today, and I think it is really beautiful. And like, I can't convey to you how thin the product is in here. I had wanted the full second ring showing before repressing it, just for that like visual satisfaction. But then I think when I repress it, there's not going to be that much left. So this might be the worst year yet in terms of I didn't roll anything out. All those 6 products I rolled in my introduction, and they're all still here today. But I feel really good about the progress I made and some conclusions I arrived at, such as being willing to declutter a palette, which is really, really hard for me. Call me a hoarder if you want, that's fine. I just don't, as much as I love makeup, I love buying makeup, I do not feel comfortable throwing away perfectly good makeup into the trash, into the landfill. That feels really gross to me. So as long as makeup is in my collection, if a friend or family member says, hey, I want that, I freely give it up to them because I love gifting, I love sharing. But other than that, I hoard things, if that makes any sense. I'm going to stop rambling. I really enjoy this project pan. I love watching everyone's updates. I hope you all either have or had, depending on when you're watching this video, a fun and safe Halloween. I'm excited to go trick-or-treating with my children. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!